U.S. military attempted to rescue hostages being held by Al-Qaeda in Yemen on, I guess it was Saturday morning. And there was an American hostage. There was a South African hostage. Apparently something went wrong during the rescue, and the Al-Qaeda militants became aware that there was this 40-member, I guess, extraction team of commandos. Apparently they had been airdropped about 5 miles away from where these people were being held. They made it there by ground, but when they got there, for whatever reason, apparently the militants became aware that they were there, went in and shot these two hostages, one American, one South African. The Americans believed that, at the very least, the American hostage was to be killed that day. But apparently what they were unaware of is that a payment had been made by the family of the South African for the release of the South African, and he was to be released that day. This was, I guess, the deadline day. And this guy, Korkie's wife, the South African's wife, I think she had also been held. And she was awaiting the return of her husband, which had been orchestrated not by the South African government, but by the charity that had sent this South African to Yemen to teach. Apparently they had a charity where they would teach, where they would send teachers. And so this charity, Gift of the Givers, had been basically orchestrating this payoff and the release. South African government was apparently not aware of it. The Al-Qaeda militants had told the charity not to inform the Yemeni government or the South African government. The Americans were not aware of this deal, and both hostages end up dead. It also appears that there was multiple civilians. It's unclear what civilians died in this raid. But a real shame. And at one point, I don't know. I mean, this this policy the U.S. government has of not negotiating with kidnappers, I don't know. It does not seem to be working out so well, although I'm not sure what the answer is.
I mean, they get what the terrorists seem to get what they want anyway, whether it's, I mean, we could at least get the life back by changing that law, that rule of ours, and, work something out to get these people home.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's left up to private citizens or originally they were asking for $3 million apparently for this guy's return, and they, I guess, said okay to several $100,000.
Yeah, it was $200,000.
And so, one doesn't know what if the official government policy was something, but. And generally, my understanding has been that the U.S. allowed, even though it was technically illegal, allowed private families to pay off ransoms, at least in the past. In this instance, or I should say, in the instance of ISIS, they were fairly aggressive about threatening the families not to pay off the hostage holders. And then I guess it becomes incumbent upon the the U.S. to send in rescue attempts if you're not going to allow the family to pay off the hostage takers. I don't know. It's a huge mess. I'm not sure what we do about it, frankly, but horrible story.